Hello, everybody, and welcome to the LDL Majors Division Season 9 Week 1 matchup. I am Zemanon, coach of the New Haven Charizards, our brand new team that we are debuting in the Lonely Draft League this season. We are facing off against Anthony and the Victorville Victinis. So this is a really exciting match for me. I was very nervous going into it because this is my first match in the majors, up with the big guys after the evolution in the off season and stuff. I was really excited. Hopefully you got a chance to see my draft analysis that I posted yesterday. Go check that out. I'll have that in the description as well. And I got to figure out how this team works, right? You can draft whoever you want, but in theory, you're excited to see it, but you have to wait until in practice how it works. So, Anthony, his team consists of Mew, Manaphy, Mega Aerodactyl, Komodo, Crocodile, Shaman, Duo Blade, Diancie, Magmortar, Cinccino, Frostlass, and Marini. The Marini used to be somebody else last week. I forget who it was. But he didn't bring the Marini. Spoilers. You can see all the Pokemon on the screen right now. And his Z captains are Magmortar, Diancie, and Manaphy. So right away, when I'm trying to prep for this team, it was really tough because he has three of those 600 BST legendaries that all have 100 in every stat, with Manaphy, Mew, and Shaman. Manaphy's also really strong. It's as his Z user. So I had to bring multiple checks to that. And what stunk about his team was so fast that I needed the sticky webs this week because he had 7 Pokemon that were faster than Mimikyu, and his Crocodile with 92 speed could be Choice Scarf. So then, theoretically 8 Pokemon that were in the way of a Mimikyu sweep. So I knew sticky webs would be a pretty good I guess help for my late game win con, which was getting a Swords Dance up with the Mimikyu. And if they're slower than everything, or if everything is slower, then he can just sweep. Obviously, Aerodactyl wouldn't be affected by it, and he'd be able to defog away the sticky webs and stuff. So I'll go over my team real quick. I was, as I pull it up so I can make it accurate, the Weavile I decided to lead. I thought it was the best because the way I looked at it was anything he led, it was Life Orb Weavile. Nothing really wanted to take a Life Orb knockoff into something else. And if he had a really bad lead matchup against me, then I could set up a Swords Dance. I didn't get to use it, but I could go +2 with Life Orb, have the Ice Shard or whatever. A +2 Life Orb Ice Shard knocked out the Aerodactyl. So that was if he had something that didn't have a great switch into it, that's what the Weavile was for. Galvantula was like standard Volt Switch, sticky webs stuff. Nothing crazy about it. The Tornadus actually was, as I pull it up again, so he was actually a Charty Berry Tornadus. This reasoning, I don't know if it was a good call or not, but I wanted to have that Rock Berry so that if I was stuck in against Aerodactyl, he has to hit his Stone Edge, but 2, I live the Stone Edge, and I'm able to U-turn out into Mimikyu with my disguise intact, or into the Weavile again, because if he took any Stealth Rocks damage or Leech Seed from the Venusaur, he would have been in range of that Life Orb Ice Shard. So that was the reasoning behind the Charty Berry. And plus I had Regenerator too, so whatever I lost on the hit... Oh, excuse me. Oh, apologize for this audio stuff. I have a Star Wars special edition computer, so it's all you hear, the lightsabers. That's how things are when they're going in and out. Oh, hold on. I think we got an issue here. Seems to be playing here. And it is moving. It's moving on the one screen, so I'm so sorry about this. And it's moving on the bottom screen also. There we go. We got movement back. Okay. So, sorry about that. This is not how you want week 1 to go off to. So let's get into the match. I was surprised not to see Shaman, and I was surprised not to see Crocodile. I thought those two would be pretty nice, but I guess the Mega Venusaur got them out of the way. After that, Venusaur, very standard, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Toxic. The Swampert had Stealth Rocks, obviously, Scald, Earth Power, and I had Roar to roar out the Manaphy. So my Swampert and Venusaur were full just checks to Manaphy, fully specially defensive. I didn't want to, if it gets a setup, if it goes for Rain Dance and Tail Glow, I'm able to really stop that. And the only thing that would have hurt was like if he was Tail Glow and Psychium Z on the Manaphy, that would have been really bad for Venusaur. But I was also Rindo Berry to live the Energy Ball so I could roar it out. If he only had set up Rain Dance and not the Tail Glow. So 2 full options just for Manaphy, because that's how scared of it I was. And then having like Shadow Sneak and Swords Dance and Farium Z, or Mimikunium Z, whatever you want to call it, on the Mimikyu was to deal with the Mew. I thought it did a pretty good job there. And it was my late game. It was my late game win con again, like I was saying earlier. So let's get into turn 1 here. So I definitely made a misplay. I thought he was going to maybe lead Mew if he was going to have Stealth Rocks or something. In addition, obviously the Diancie also had it, but I led Weavile with being aggressive, and he leads the Chinchino. Now here was my rationale: if he was not Scarfed. If he was Choice Band, I outsped, and Life Orb Knockoff knocked out Chinchino. And it turns out he is Scarfed. So I didn't think he was going to be Scarfed. I thought he was going to be Choice Band because he just wanted to hit something really hard with a Choice Band Rock Blast. And unfortunately, our buddy Venusaur, who's aptly named after one of my brothers, Dincy, I'm sorry that Weavile did not do anything in this matchup. Better luck next week for your namesake, Din. Sorry about that. But here on turn 2, he is going to switch out because he confirmed, he revealed that he was Scarfed and Rock Blast wasn't going to do anything to my Swampert. So I get my Stealth Rocks up for free, and I stay in here on the Scald, expecting a Tail Glow. I thought he was going to think I would switch out and he get it for free. That burn is actually really important. Obviously, since I'm not a physical attacker, it's not going to hurt my damage output, but the amount of burn tick that I have on my HP is going to be an issue. So I roared out the Manaphy. I revealed the tech early on, which was kind of bad because it didn't even put me in like that good of a spot, I don't think. Diancie takes the Stealth Rock damage and reveals that he's leftover, so that's good information for me. And I go for a Scald here, just trying to do super effective damage, and in case he switched into the Aerodactyl, I didn't want to go for Earth Power. But the Mew takes that really well. I still couldn't tell what type of set it is because it's so naturally bulky. I didn't know if he was like Spadef or offensive or something like that. But he goes for knockoff, which is good to know he had, and he knocked off my Focus Sash, which at this point doesn't matter. But he stays in here, is not Scarfed, and I'm faster, and Bug Buzz knocks out the Mew. So Galvantula with the first KO for the Charizards. We gotta write that one down for the record books. He brings in Magmortar. He takes a Stealth Rock damage, so he's already at 75%, which is really nice. I'm faster again, so he's not Choice Scarfed. I was expecting maybe he could have went for that for some reason to be faster than the Galvantula, hit him with the Flamethrower. But he shows off Lava Plume here, and I still do not have the information on what type of set he is. I don't know if he's fully invested or not, and there's no Life Orb, and that did not do Choice Specs damage, so I knew he at least was not Specs or Life Orb. In comes the Manaphy, and I go for the Earth Power because I saw last time when he had a Pokemon in with a water weakness against Swampert, he didn't go for it, so I didn't think Aerodactyl was coming in, so I got a little bit of damage off on the Manaphy, and he actually reveals the Z move here, which is Bloom Doom. I mean my Swampert is pretty low health here, so The Rindo Berry is not really going to matter and help us out. I still did reveal that for him, so he knew that I was specially defensive. But like, it would have KO'd through the Z move, where if I didn't have those turns of burn, it wouldn't have. So I guess that's why he went for the Z there, just in case I was Rindo. I understand what he's going for. So Swampert doesn't do anything. He gets knocked out. Prince Sidon not really putting in the work in week 1, but I knew he was going to switch out the Manaphy. He goes into Magmortar, and I'm going to Mega Evolve. And this is going to be something really interesting that you'll notice. So Mega Venusaur has 80 speed. I go for the Toxic, which thankfully, obviously, connects because he's a poison type. So that the Toxic damage is what I'm going to need to knock it down, because it turns out that he's actually Assault Vest on this Magmortar. I don't know why I keep announcing the T so profoundly, but I'm faster than Magmortar, and he has 83 speed. Mega Venusaur has 80, so I'm assuming he was a quiet nature. Maybe he had both physical and special attacks, but we don't get to see it. And it's huge that I didn't take a Fire Blast, because it would have done a lot to me. But I was at full health, so that Psychic did nothing. And of course, he was not Psychic. He was not the Psychic Z move. So let me take down the Manaphy and the Magmortar as well. And we're looking good right now, up 4 against 3. And again, all that Fire Blast damage that I didn't take helps me, because the Stone Edge is a 3-hit KO from Mega Aerodactyl, and I have Leech Seed recovery, so I have ways of just stalling out these Stone Edges, and of course they can miss, which it does right here. So I land my Toxic, and immediately start putting this Aerodactyl on a timer. Understandably, he's just gonna go for the Stone Edge crits. He really doesn't have anything else he needs. This set shows me that he didn't have a flying attack on his Aerodactyl, because if he had it, he would have hit me with super effective damage. Like, Stone Edge is still strong, don't get me wrong. It's doing pretty solid damage there, especially if he's gonna get a crit with it. But as you can see, it was a 3-hit KO, and now with Leech Seed and Toxic, he's not gonna be able to stick around long enough to knock out my Mega Venusaur. So he unfortunately misses his second Stone Edge. I think that one actually mattered. The first Stone Edge really didn't matter, but that second one is definitely frustrating. And now he is going to go down to Toxic on this turn. So Venusaur has 3 KOs already. We're still in a really good spot here, up 4 to 2, right? I could be wrong. No, yeah, 4 to 2. I thought I tricked myself out here. Giga Drain's going to bring me up back to full HP. And the DNC also does not have an answer for Mega Venusaur. He can't hit me with anything super effective. So he's actually just going to go for Moonblast, which, as you can see, really do nothing because of my special defense investment, which was for the Manaphy, but it's really helping against the DNC in this spot. He gets a special attack drop, which ends up mattering for differential, because... Or it potentially mattered, I should say. I shouldn't say it did matter. I'm saying it might have potentially mattered in that spot. I went for the Toxic over Leech Seed just for the guaranteed tick on his HP, because Leech Seed could have missed. And he has the leftovers that he showed earlier. But at this point, there was no reason these last 6 or 7 turns, however many it's been, Venusaur's been on the field and the Leech Seed misses. I think he's been out there for like 10 or 11 turns now that I think about it. No, not literally. Maybe let's go 9 turns. Go in the middle ground of 7, 8, and 10, 11. Let's go with 9 turns. And there's been no reason for me to switch out. There's no offensive pressure that I'm really worried about since he revealed that he didn't have a flying attack on Aerodactyl and he didn't have Psychium Z on Manaphy. So I'm just going to sit here. I have nothing against it. He is going to get a second special attack drop, which really hurts. Because now my Giga Drain is recovering back like 7% off the Chinchino when it comes in. Like, it's really not going to be doing a lot. And I don't know if it would have I would have been able to live or something like that, depending on these special attack drops. Like, if I was at neutral compared to -2. But that is all right with me. Obviously, it's week 1. It's not like obviously it's more important to win than to worry about having differential. So the Diancie goes down, and all he has left is the Chinchino that we saw on turn 1. Takes rocks damage and has to lock himself into a move. I feel like Tail Slap or something else might have been better in this spot, but I understood what he was going for. In case he got a crit on one of these Rock Blasts, it would have knocked me out. But of course, you see it's going to actually take 2 attacks or 2 full turns to go for it. And I get that Toxic because I want to get its health down. So him going into Rock Blast, this game wasn't over, or this game was not over if he got a crit on the Venusaur on that first in a Rock Blast. So Venusaur, great job, 4 KOs in your debut with my Mega. I'm really proud of you there, Vince. But he locked into Rock Blast because Rock Blast, he's Scarfed, so he would have outsped Galvantula, knocked it out, and he would have one-hit my Tornadus because of Rock Blast being super effective. My Charty Berry would not have mattered, and thank God my Disguise was still in effect because I actually live the Rock Blast because it eats one of those attacks. So I was scared of that for a second. I obviously can't hit him with Shadow Ball. I didn't want to play rough to miss, so we just show off the Z move for the fun of it, for the consistency. If I missed play rough here, like if I was not Z move and I missed play rough, I actually lost the game because he was scarfed into Rock Blast and he would have just destroyed the rest of my team. So that was actually really scary, even though it's going to be a 3-0 finish as Mimikyu goes for the Let's Snuggle Forever. He literally was a critical hit or a player off miss away from winning this game. So it was really close. Thumbs up for my opponent and thumbs up for the Charizards for winning our first match here, week 1 in the LDL Majors, Season 9. I'm really happy with how it went. I think I prepped, pretty well. Having the multiple answers to Manaphy really helped out. And when I talked to him after the game, he said he wasn't expecting Venusaur to come in this matchup, so that's why he didn't have Psychium Z or a flying attack on Aerodactyl, which is, I get where you're coming from. A lot of times when I'm building, you kind of bank on a Pokemon not being there on your side, on your opponent's side, and sometimes if they do bring it, it is an issue. So I'm just happy we were able to bounce back from our really bad opening on turn 1 with our poor little Weavile that was a bad play. I was like, oh god, is this gonna be a terrible omen for how the season's gonna go? But no, we turned it around, win 3-0, Venusaur walking down the street with 4 KOs, being on top of the knockout leaderboards here after week 1. I don't know, maybe somebody else got more with one of theirs. I haven't watched all the matches yet, but our boy Vince is at least top 5 in knockouts after week 1. Let's put it that way. So good game to my opponent. We're now +3. I'm really excited for how the season's going. Even though Swampert didn't work out, I still liked him. He has the Stealth Rocks. He has, Toxic or Utility. I didn't get to use Tornadus at all. He didn't even hit the field, and Galvantula did his job because he checked the Mew very well. I think a lot of times people sleep on the fact of his bug typing, like you use him for Thunder, for more accurate Thunders and Volt Switch and Sticky Webs and all this stuff. But having that stab Bug Buzz is actually really strong. If he was fully Spadef, I think he lived the Bug Buzz. But then again, what was he going to hit me back with? A knockoff wouldn't have been able to knock me out. I don't think a Psychic would have. So, yeah, overall, good job. I know our opponent has made some changes to his team, some transactions for the future. So good luck to him. Hopefully we can face off later in the season or something in a postseason match or something. But his team is very scary, and I'm happy to come away with a 3-0. So that is going to do it for week 1 here. Again, I am Zemanon, coach of the New Haven Chargers. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you'll stay updated. We're going to have a battle every week for 12 weeks, and then fingers crossed we make the playoffs. Who knows? But for now, I'll be signing off. We will see you next week.